I would say before the process of dexing, we had less than half of our machines were capable. And with our old software, we weren't dexing any of them. And so now the process is we can dex the machines with the new software. There's a lot of different components with that as far as the IDs and matching everything up. And we worked very closely with our technicians because they knew so much information that we did not in the office. But we're trying to troubleshoot in the office why the dex doesn't work, why it's not matching up, and so forth. The VenMax software helps with that quite a bit for us because it went through space to sales. It went through in their help documentation. It helps us a lot on trying to set the machines up correctly in the software. Not only the information coming across from the machine has to be correct, but then in your back end software it has to be correct. So we are about 1,200 vending machines, and we have 800 of them that are dexable, which was a big expenditure as far as upgrading the machines. We're at about 27% that are not dexable, which we have deemed that it's not worth it for us to upgrade the control board, the universal control board in the machine, because it's a slow moving machine anyways, and for the driver to have to count it each time, it's every other week, or it's not, we don't go to it enough that it deems that we should put a new board in it so it's dexable. So the process that we're going to do over the next couple of years is those non-dexable machines, as they need repaired and so forth, we will not repair them but swap them out with a machine that is dexable. So that's a huge part of it, because you cannot go to every machine and inventory it each time. It's way too time consuming. The locations that we have upgraded the machines to be able to take the credit card and give us the order on it, we are even still moving those around. So we've had the telemetry on a machine for say 2, 3, 4 months, and the credit card sales is not what we thought it would be, then we're pulling them off and trading them someplace else. And we have an inventory of them in the back end so that we can pull them off and put them on other machines. But it doesn't, for some of the customer base that these machines are at, it's not a for sure. So we put them there, see how much volume they do, and if they don't do the volume we want them to do, then we pull them off and put them someplace else. The lift in sales is not the only deciding factor that we look at. It's a remote location, we're driving 35 miles to get to the machine or something like that, then we will look at, boy, we want to see that order before we put in a tote and take it there, and we can do that if we leave the telemetry on there. So once we went by route and upgraded the machines, then we go into the software and we tell it, inventory every time because this machine is not dex capable. Then by route, we would turn on the pre-kit capability. And what that enabled us to do was every morning we came in and printed paper pre-kit sheets for that route. And not all of them were turned on. Half of them were turned on and half of them weren't. But we would give him those sheets, and then he pre-kit out of the back of his truck. So the reason we started pre-kitting out of the back of the truck is, one, we wanted to make sure the numbers were working. The telemetry gives you the order, but the ADS, average daily sales, is all the other machines that don't have telemetry. And so then it's giving you that sales number to put in the machine. And that was a really great step that I think helped us a lot, because we were able to identify, wow, this machine is constantly overfilling. What is it doing? What is the problem here? I think we got a lot of our problems solved then because we did that for so long. The drivers loved it because they didn't make 2 trips to the machine. They're now pulling up curbside, pre-kitting the back of their truck, and then taking it in. The driver now no longer has to make 2 trips in. He's got it right there. If he does pick it and put it in the tote, then he comes back and puts the small bit of inventory he came back with right there in the back of his truck. So we saw the efficiencies even just doing that small piece of it. So at the same time as I turned one route on, okay, now we're working on the next route, making those machines DEX capable, the ones that we deemed relevant to make DEX capable, and then the next route would go on. So the last route to pre-kit in the back of his truck only did it for maybe 2 months or a month before we put LightSpeed in. You know, I don't know if it's a software or just the ease of doing everything, but you don't have to turn everything on for one route. He can still go to the machine, get the order, come back, and pre-kit it in the back of his truck. It was definitely not a static process where you have to turn everything on at once. We probably started in December or January and continued for the next 6 to 8 months of, okay, now we're done with this route. We've got the machines upgraded, we've turned on the pre-kit, and now we're going to go to the next route. You know, we would have problems and we would go back and change certain things on the route and then turn it back on and see if it would work better after the next time.